Hi guys, good morning. Welcome to another episode of Clangin and Bangin with Mikey, episode 131. And today we're gonna talk about something that's been on my mind quite a bit, and accountability. And when I say accountability, I mean self-accountability. Knowing uh, what you did wrong and how it affected the other person and how it made them feel. You know, and I'm a firm believer in people will forget what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And it's true. Uh, a lot of people, man, they're walking around with grudges and scars from 20, 30 years ago, or however old they are, and they've never addressed it. And and for me, I look at it like, okay, it's cool, it's whatever. I mean, not cool, it's whatever, but if you don't address what's bothering you, it's just gonna fester. You know, um, a lot of that has to stem from my childhood and how I grew up and the lack of communication that I saw both my parents display. Um, and I had my moments too. I'm not gonna sit here and say that your boy's an angel, your boy's this, your boy's that, because I'm not. There are some people who love me to death, and there are some people who just can't stand my ass. You know, because I have two different versions of me. I have a really soft version of me, and I have this other side of me that I don't even want to bring out. And so before I bring that cat out, I say, like, look, this is what's going to happen if you do X, Y, and Z. If you play with my emotions, if you play with me, or you waste my time, whatever it is. There's a side of me that will come out, and once he comes out, he's not gonna come. He's not gonna go away. Um, and that side of me is brash, short with his words, severely, severely mean, and non-communicative. And people think I'm playing, and when I'm not, and they find out that I'm not, and then they want to be like, well, how come you doing this? How come you doing that? I say, yo, I told you, you don't want to listen to me. These are the consequences. But to circle back to self accountability, man, a lot of people don't want to take self accountability for the things that they do. Um, I, as I've mentioned before in previous podcasts or episodes, a lot of people will take self accountability for the things that they did when it's the only move that they have left. And it sucks because it's like, yo, when it comes down to it, a lot of the times people, when they don't want to take self accountability for a situation, they just deflect. They deflect, they deflect, they deflect, they deflect. And most of the time it's with women that I'm dealing with. I've had women tell me, hey, well, like whatever else, you sleep better at night. I'm like, yo, that's not even what I'm saying. It's like what I'm saying. I'm literally explaining to you what you did in the situation. That has nothing to do with my emotions or anything like that. It's like the point is that I'm telling you how this shit made me feel. I'm telling you I'm telling you why I reacted the way I did. And if all you can say is, well, whatever helps you sleep better than that, yada, yada, yada. Or like they'll deflect and say, well, like you were the one doing this or doing that. But that's because I was on the energy that you was on. I tell people all the time, it's like, yo, if you want something different, be different. If you want to be treated different, do different shit. And if you want respect, you got to give it. And respect means basically we've all had our flings and whatnot, or our potential one night stands that turn into something more. It is what it is, right? Um, if you want to be treated with respect, you got to treat yourself with respect first. Now, I'm not saying that I'm against people sending me certain type of text messages and videos and pics and whatnot, because I'm not. But if that's all you send, you know, majority of the time, and the other person can never sit there and talk to you about what they're going through, or simply how was your day, without it turning into something else that's a sexual innuendo. What you expect, you know? You know, like what do you expect? Self accountability, and man, it matters in so many different ways. Because the last thing that you want to do is get yourself involved in a situation where you catch feelings for an individual, and all you have to go off is the physical. It's not gonna last, man. You know, it's not gonna last because it's not built on anything real. That physical shit, sex, it's great. That act of having sex, the act of getting naked, everything about that is great. But if that's all you got, then it's not gonna last. And you can't expect the other person, male or female, to respect you in a way that you wanted to be respected, because all you're doing is sending them messages like, okay, instead of you talking to me like a normal person, instead of you doing this, instead of you doing that, talk to me. Well, I'm only gonna talk to you this way. Um, I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Um, I've been in situations where I've told girls like, oh, like, let me cook for you. Let me, let's watch our favorite shows, whatever it is, right? Of course I want to have sex, but like, let's have that at the last, one of the last options, and I've had girls tell me, well, that's not what a friends with benefits does. I'm like, doesn't mean we can't do it. I mean, part of having a friends with benefits situation, yeah, we gonna talk, have conversations, but the main objective is to have sex, right? And but for me, man, it's like when you get involved with me, man, I'm the type of cat that's just I'm gonna slowly break down that wall. That's what I'm gonna do. Um, I'm gonna make you think. I'm gonna make you feel your emotions. I'm gonna make you, all the shit that you're scared to do, all the shit that you're scared to feel. I'm gonna be that dude who breaks it. Who breaks that wall. And I've also had women tell me, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna live in my masculine energy until I feel safe. I'm like, and the only thing my response to that is like, yo, who hurt you? Who hurt you to the point where you have to live in a masculine type of energy or type of environment to feel protected? And when you try to talk to these individuals and you're trying to have genuine conversations with them and it doesn't work, it's simply because it's like, it's like, I get it, the fact that you're scared, but it's like you can't grow, or you can't, you can't grow and mature and become better if you're just constantly just doing the same shit. If you're going to the bar every fucking weekend, or and that's my thing too. I don't really associate with people who go to the bar every weekend. Cause I used to be that dude. Quick story. There used to be this pub I would frequent. It was a pretty lively spot. It was interesting how it was set up, because half of it was a bar, the other half was a restaurant, and if the food was okay, the food was pretty good, and it got to the point. It was me and this one particular guy. We would always go at least maybe once or twice a week, and it got to the point from the time we walked in to before we sat down on the stool, and it's about maybe 10, 15 feet to the bar, right? The bartenders, and they're all females, would see me and my partner, and before we sat down, they would have our drinks sitting at the stool. And this was every weekend. And it got to the point where um we would they would comp us for shit too. And it was and I started noticing that too. It was like I was like, yo, it's because I would get the bill and I would have like, yeah, three, four, you know, 3, 4 drinks, but I only get charged for like 1 or 2. And I'm like, yo, I gotta stop doing this. And and the one thing I did notice is I would see your past, your present, and your future. Meaning I would see myself because I'm present myself, but I would see the younger versions of me, and the older versions of me too. And I could see, guys who just turned 21, 22, just getting fucking obliterated, right? And that used to be me back in the day. And I would see the older gentlemen too, like cats in the 60s, cats in the 70s, and I'm like, yeah, I can't fuck with this. And I had to cut ties with certain individuals because it just wasn't worth it. Like I'm not gonna sit there and be involved in the situation or become involved in a situation where it just isn't worth my time. Um, and to be honest with you, man, like that's the best thing I could have ever done. Um, because when you're hanging out with people like that, um, who don't take accountability for their actions, or who just want to wild out every fucking weekend. And hey, I'm cool with people who do that. And that's their thing, whatever it is. But yo, don't contact me because I'm not gonna pick up the phone. I'm not gonna return the phone call. I'm not gonna return the text message. Or if anything, I'll probably just leave you on red. And I think at the end of the day, man, it's it's sad when people don't realize their potential and the people that they're hanging out with influence their lack of potential or their fulfillment of their potential. Um, there's a quote that says, "There's a reason why strangers support you more than your friends and family do." And a quote goes, "Because strangers can see where you're trying to go. Friends and family will see you trying to leave a situation or a position where they're still at, and they can't stand the fact that you're trying to level up." And that could be anything. That could be a relocation. That could be a job. That could be going to college. You'd be shocked how many people don't go to college because they're the first people to do that in the family, or don't make excuses why they can't go X, Y, and Z. And at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter, man. You know, I had this one of my partners who I grew up with, loved the guy to death. We're no longer friends simply because we all grew each other. And he had a younger brother, and if he's got to be at least maybe in his mid-20s now. But when he was when he was and he used to hoop too because we all used to hoop. That's that was our thing. And he was really really good. Yeah. But the only problem with him is that he was 5 feet tall. And I said, bruh. And I think he's entering his senior year or going into it. Either he was ending his junior year in high school or going into his senior year in high school. And I remember I ran into him in the gym, and I was like, yo, so he was telling me, like, hey, man, well, like, you looking huge, this and this and that. Because I was always in the gym. I was always working out. And I remember him telling me something like, yeah, man, I'm thinking about going away for college, this and this and that, but I'm scared because I'm the first one to do it. I'm like, dog, if you're scared of me, it's a good thing. That's growth, because you're going to grow. And to be honest with you, you don't want to listen to people who've never done what you've done. Like, don't listen to people who've never done what you've done. Don't listen to people who've never left your home state, who've never lived anywhere else, who never wanted to experience different things, because they're gonna force their insecurities and their shortcomings onto you as to why you can't do it. And that has nothing to do with you. That has everything to do with them. Like their inability to accept self accountability in a situation that they created says more about them than anything else. And I said, yo, whatever you do, just put forth your best effort. Of course you're gonna struggle. Of course you're gonna do X, Y, and Z. But at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, two things gonna happen. You're gonna become a man. You're gonna become a man. You're gonna be self-sufficient. You're gonna be independent. And also, too, they're gonna leave school with a college degree. I mean, I don't know if he went to college, And well, actually, he ended up going to a local community college here, and he finished up, and now he's a mechanic, and he's making really good money, And but I just remember that conversation, and he told me, hey Mike, thank you for the insight, man, because I really appreciate it, because it's like a lot of people just tell me what can go wrong. It's like, yeah, a lot of people will, but then again, man, that's just their insecurities popping up on them. Everybody has things that they wanted to accomplish at whatever age or whatever it was, right? And a lot of people, for whatever reasons, don't get it done. And it's sad, because it's like, if your inability to take self-accountability for your actions or lack of inaction, which is more important, the lack of inaction is more important than the action that you take. Because even if you fail, so what? It's a learning experience. Even if you fail, it doesn't matter, because at least you took that risk. And I'd rather fail trying than wake up one day and be fucking 50 and realize I let 30 plus years run by because I was too fucking scared to do anything. I've seen people in pretty bad situations still make it happen. I've seen people chase their dreams, get a college education, conquer most of their goals, and they're single parents. I've seen people who are single parents who have no support go get it done. I've seen that. And I've seen people with all the support get nothing done. So at the end of the day, man, it's like, it's all about how bad you want it. Because I'm the type of dude, and this is my problem. If you tell me you want to do something, I'm like, okay, cool, go ahead and do it. Go get what you want to go get done. But if you never, ever put the first foot forward, if you never do that, or if you put your first foot forward and you get scared for whatever reason, that means you didn't want it. I've seen people work jobs that they hated for years. And I tell people all the time, it's like, there's nothing but space and opportunity for you to change that. And I'm guilty of it too. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm not guilty of it, because I am. But at the same time, I'm never gonna sit here and be like, oh well, this happened at him. So what? So what? Motherfucker, I was born with cerebral palsy, given a 10% chance to fucking live. Yeah, that's right. There's a statistic that you can look up. If a child is born between 0 weeks and 26 weeks, they're given a 10% chance of survival. So don't tell me that your life is difficult, bro. Don't tell me that that you have, other things going on in your life that you can't control or whatever it is. Because at the end of the day, it's all about how bad you want it. Stop looking at your situation and just focusing on the negative. Look at your situation and focus on the positive. Because the more often you do that, the better off you become. It's like, and to wrap this up, man, to go back to the college thing, I was telling somebody that I've been talking to, like, yo, it doesn't matter when you start or how old you were or whatever it is. All they do is put the completion date on the diploma. They don't care if you 23 or 43. Still got that fucking degree. I gotta put that in a rhyme. Yeah, put that in a rhyme. But yeah, man. Self accountability. Know it. Believe in yourself. Take responsibility for what you did and haven't done yet, and realize that your goals and ambitions don't wait. And if you're scared to do something, that means deep in your heart that means that you want to do it. So don't be scared of your goals, man. That's a good thing. Cause if your goals don't scare you, they ain't big enough. All right, y'all. This is just 21 minutes of your life that you will not get back, but I appreciate y'all. Hopefully y'all keeping the 4-piece private player positive pushing. Love y'all. See y'all next week. Ghosts.